Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm Beth. It's May, which means it's yet another month. Time to set up my son's custom bullet journal, and a further reminder to me that my own planning system has fallen apart. But that's a video for another day. Let's go ahead and get into this. Just a reminder that our themes this year are all inspired by this journal. They're all sun related in some way, shape, or form. And for May, I thought I would just give a little nod to Kenny's dad, my ex-husband, who on the Chinese zodiac calendar was actually born on like the day, the month, and the year of the dragon. And so for May, we are going to do a sun dragon. So let me stick this right here. I have left this little name here because this is the artist for this dragon that I found online. Ryuvhiel. I am going to cut it off now, but I wanted to leave it there because I knew I would not remember that. And I wanted everyone to know that this is not my artwork. So there we go. So we have our big golden sun dragon, or our Draco Aurelius, as I have named it. We're going to go ahead and put this in here. Like I said, it has not been a great planning year for me. Y'all know that. I'm going to flash at Kenny's like monthly reflection. I'm not going to leave it there where y'all can read a whole lot of stuff, but look, dude, he is using his journal. So that makes me very happy. At least one of us has got some of our stuff together. As usual, I'm going to go ahead and just peel down this top little bit. Give us a little fold so that we can line things up before sticking it in here. And we will be ready to go. Just pull that down and smooth it out. And I didn't make any alteration. Ooh, look at that. We smudged a little. No, that's just a bubble. I didn't make any alterations to this artwork at all. And then everything else that I am going to use this month came straight out of Canva. The dragon imagery, the sun imagery, I found it all in Canva. I didn't go scouring the internet looking for anything else. I just used what I could find in Canva since I already have Canva Pro, and we would have it all ready to go. All right. Get that lined up. This is one of those months with the way that I number my weeks ends up with 5 weeks, because whichever week has the most days in it in whatever month, that's where it falls. So for May, we have weeks 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22, which does give us a little bit of a challenging hurdle when it comes to designing the weeks. Something has to get left off or combined into another spread because we're trying to fit all of 2025 in this one journal, which I didn't think we were going to be able to do. Now that we're almost to June, I'm thinking it's going to work. I'm thinking Kenny knew what he was talking about, and it's going to work. Never did count the pages to see if we could make it work. We do have another one just in case we have to overflow. And as you can see, I have found my gold paints. So the last couple of setups that I did for him didn't get any gold embellishments. We are going to embellish at least this dragon here. Now let's just go ahead and get the month numbered in so that he has his vertical calendar. And just, this is a 0.05 Pigma Micron, which when I personally was using an Archer and Olive journal was my go-to writing pen. It's not because I use a different type of journal now, but I do love the Pigma Micron on the dot grid with the heavier paper. And it just works really well. And then last month we had an accent color of pink because we'd done this Waiting for the Sun Kylie Minogue theme. I'm going to go back to just a yellowy orange for this month. And we're going to use the gold gel pen a little bit more just to give it another something. So we'll probably use that for boxes and squares and that sort of thing instead of the black. I don't know. Just felt like doing something a little bit different. And then I'm wondering if that is a dark enough yellowy orange that I can do the days of the week with this. What do I think? I do not think that will work. That's fine. So tell me what your plans are for May. Are you somebody that is a teacher and gets to get all of the kids out of school and then spend some time at home? Are you a student who's just graduated and trying to figure out what the next step is? Let me know what your plans are for this month. I am literally just going to try and breathe because April was an incredibly intense month for me with multiple back-to-back-to-back work events. I just want to take it easy. And I still have plenty of events in May, but they're not just stacked on top of one another like they were. April is difficult for all of us where I work to get through, I think. So we're all looking forward to still being able to go to work every day and have things to do, but not necessarily feeling that wild and crazy overwhelm that comes with being in a crazy work situation. By the way, if the lighting is off today, we have no natural light happening today. I have the shades down. It's pouring rain. So there's just no way for us to use some natural light. We're in the glaring light of the filming lights. Okay, for the weekends, I think I'm just gonna draw this very light line on either side of Saturday and Sunday. Sometimes I highlight the whole row. I'm not feeling that vibe today. And then I might also, with the gel pen, put a line right here. I don't know, we'll see. I really thought our rain was done for the day. This morning we had big booming, shake the house kind of storms. It's spring in Arkansas, and that's just what it's like around here in the springtime. Okay, I wonder if I should try to do this with a ruler, but I'm just not. We're just gonna connect the dots all the way down. And then while that dries, we are gonna highlight some of these parts of our dragon. I think I'm gonna use this medium one. I have some water tucked up here in a soy sauce dish. That's what I like to use when I'm painting. It's a soy sauce dish. And this right here is a color of goldish that we just haven't used a lot. It's a lot more of the orange undertones to it. And I'm gonna use that one for this one. And we do have to give it a good swirl. You do have to have the water and the metallic paint meet up for a little bit and have time to interact and get all beautiful. And then probably just gonna bring a little bit. I have a cat hair on my brush. That's no surprise. Just do a little bit of gold there. Yeah, Kenny's really been missing his gold accents. He likes them. Hey, Mom, when are you gonna unpack the gold paint? And he got here about 10 minutes before I started filming, and I said, I found the gold paint today. When did I move? March 1st, and it has been 2 full months, and most of the things were unpacked, and I began to remember that maybe I had stuck this paint palette into something that didn't necessarily make sense, but I couldn't remember where, and I managed to find it today. What it's like when you're moving. It didn't fit into the container that I have some of the other paints stored in, so I had to find a way to get it packed into a box that came to the right room. It definitely came to my office space, but I hadn't found it yet. And then I had told him several weeks ago that I couldn't find my printer stand, and he was like, aren't you missing a lot of stuff? And I said, yeah. I said, but the printer stand is small enough to fit into a large box, but it's large enough that I should have been able to find it by now. Like, I should know where it's at. Okay, looky there. We've got some really pretty gold accents on there just to make that a little bit extra special. Again, I don't think I'm going to do anywhere. Ooh, we almost ruined the whole damn thing. I don't think I'm going to do any on the subsequent pages. I think we're just going to go ahead and wait and see. Now, as our gold line dry. It is. Oh my god, y'all are not going to believe. I've been gone for 10, 15 minutes. I'm going to have to cut out a whole lot of foot. But AT&T just knocked on my door. And they just laid fiber in my neighborhood over the last couple of weeks. And I saw workmen. I think I mentioned it in another video. And like, I had this hope that's what was happening, but I wasn't entirely positive. No, that's exactly what was happening. AT&T has come to offer me my upgrade. The tech is going to be here on Sunday, which will be May 4th, to change out my box. And my shit internet is no more, y'all. My 0.5 gig upload speeds will be gone, and I can get back to regular video production. Isn't that exciting? It's exciting for me. I hope it's exciting for y'all, because really, I was getting close to throwing in the towel. Not gonna lie. I was getting really close to going, I don't know if I can do this anymore because of this place that I chose to live and how bad the internet is. So quite literally, my kids are here. Kenny brought his brother with him for me to do his journal. And I was like, you are my favorite humans on the planet. And both of the boys are like, excuse me, what do you mean? What about us? It's exciting. Y'all, it's so exciting. It's just so exciting. Okay, let's get back to this. It was quite literally the best distraction. I don't know, I had stopped. I left the camera running because I thought, my office is near the back of the house. And it was an add-on, so it's a weird little room. And I thought, did I just hear my doorbell? But I'm also expecting an Amazon delivery. So I thought it was Amazon. We're going to draw gold line right here. We're trying to do this without... trying to do it without the ruler. Trying to do it without the ruler. See how it goes. That one's wonky. That's okay. It's fine. It will be okay. I should not have started on this side, because now I'm going to have to wait for that to dry before I can go from this side. That lines are not perfect. Just remember that. If you want to get out a ruler, make them super crisp, you can do that. I'm also dodging my head around the microphone a little bit, so that kind of makes my position awkward from time to time. All right. Also going to draw a box down here for the total. I don't think I've ever seen him actually total anything yet. He does use the spend log. I try not to look at it because I don't want to be one of those worrisome moms who's like, why are you spending the money on blah, blah, blah. I do eyeball it just to see that he's using it, but I don't know if he necessarily ever totals anything. But at least if you're writing down what you're spending money on, it keeps it aware in your mind that you've spent money on these sorts of things. So we'll do that. Let's see if I can not smudge anything. All right, so we have the date. We have the amount. This is the description. That could be something as simple as rent, or he bought his first car in December, so car payment. And then the N is a need and the W is a want, just for him to checkbox that. And that's just to help you be mindful of things that are a need, like rent or electric bill or all of those sorts of things. And then what might be something that you just wanted. And it's okay to buy things that you just want. You just need to make sure you have the budget for those things. And sometimes you just have to save up for them. I need to grab a tissue. Hang on just a second. All right. And then lots of distractions today. Lots of distractions. And then if our gold lines are dry, which it feels like they are, I am going to do an every other line highlight. Apparently, I do find those difficult with the Ohuhus. There's just something about a Tombow that gets the full line right off the bat. And I have to make a little bit more effort to make the Ohuhu flat and fit in the 5mm dot grid. So this one's going to be a little wonky. Look at that. Lord. I've said this before, you can washi tape it to make nice crisp lines. There are times that I have done that. There are times that I have started off doing that and I get so frustrated with how time consuming it is that I say no and I stop. And I would much rather just have my wonky lines than go through all of the effort that it takes to tape everything off, but you do you. All right, let's go ahead and stick in a little bit of decoration on these 2 pages before we move on to the weeklies. Obviously, you can see I have my headers here. I've continued to play with the headers and add in like this dragon as the S. And I think I'm going to need that. All right. And then, like I said, we have a whole lot of iconography that is dragon and sun related. So in all of this, I found the dragon, I found the sun. Some of them I chose not to put a sun on. And so that we have this whole golden sun dragon thing happening. So I have a whole lot of things here to choose from for that theme. Like this eye, an egg. I like that egg. Maybe I'll stick that egg right there. I have another egg somewhere, I think. I don't know. They're all thrown in here. We're just gonna play it by ear as we get them. But I do think I want to put that egg there. And then I do have some washi tape. I don't know that I'm going to use it this month because I was just going to use some solid gold washi tape. Like that. I like that. And let's see, I haven't used washi tape on every month, so maybe that's the answer. I might come back and add something onto that, but let's go ahead and put in the spend log and notes. Where's my notes header? Now these were sorted and then I went and separated them off. It's all a mess. Okay, let's pull these out. We're gonna need a little action headers for when we get to the weeklies. There's those. There's my notes. Fair, I gave it a dragon eye. So if I did a dragon eye there, maybe I want to use this dragon eye here too. I don't know. And do I want to use washi tape? I have this one that is a vine, but it has that dragony feel to it. It does have some butterflies and stuff on it. I'm thinking no. Also have a solid black because dragons. And then I'm going to pick up this crazy roll. When I bought this, I did not realize how big this roll was. So I have this. It's ridiculous. And the minute I unwrapped it, it started to unspool in a crazy way. But this is what it looks like. And it is really pretty. And maybe that's what I will use. Let's see. I don't know. I'm feeling the washi tape for this setup. Unless I just do the black. And it is, let's see, if I go there, trying to figure out how wide it is. 10 millimeters wide? I don't know. Maybe we do need the contrast of that. So if I do that, and this I specifically made to go in this corner. So we've got a sun and we have a dragon. So I'm going to go ahead and get that down. If I can get it down neatly without breaking it. Oh my god, I can't get it down. There we go. Oh, no. Whew. Gracious. Alright, and then as far as art is concerned, let's see. Just go ahead and put in our spin log. And see if I can get that up. Yeah, I was hoping that would fit there, and it looks like it will. Without getting on top of our other little dragon friend. Just like that. Do I want to use any washi tape? I don't think so. I cut out a big gap. I thought about that for a really long time. Okay, so let me see. I think I'm going to... I might scooch everything out of this bowl because I need to be able... See, 21... 22... I need to be able to see what I've got and whether it has a vertical orientation or horizontal orientation. Let's just do that. There's week 19. Okay. Here we go. See? I made lots of little things. Lots of little things. Okay. I did use this twice, so I don't want to put them near one another. but I do like the idea of this one maybe up in this corner. And then this guy's definitively of that side orientation. Well, he fit there. He will fit there. And then I think maybe we'll just stick him right here close to the middle. I'm not going to measure. He's just going to land there. Just like that. I might add something else to this. I might not. We will see. Let's go ahead and move on. I'm going to try to find a clip. And most of my clips are somewhere indiscriminate at this point. Not quite sure where they are. Okay, this is not the clip I was looking for, but it will do the job. Look at that. All right, so thinking ahead, I know I want to highlight up here on both sides. And I'm not going to highlight there. I am going to do an every other highlight down here. And then again, we're going to go ahead and use the gold to do our line work. I'm going to start from left to right. I was trying to remember if I did side lines down in that section, and I don't. Even when I decide I can move on with a page, it's gonna have to be, I don't know, probably 20-30 minutes after I finish the whole journal before I come back and erase pencil lines. Because even when you can touch gold gel pen or even maybe rub it just a little with your finger, it does okay. And then all of a sudden you'll come along with an eraser and just smudge gold gel pen all over the place. And you're like, wait, my finger didn't make it smudge. How's the eraser making it smudge? But it happens. Trust me. Y'all, it's dumb. But I can't stop thinking about the internet. Y'all know I've been absent. And part of that's been because of work. But a lot of that has just been because I could film a video. But to upload it and edit it took hours and hours. And I'm just ecstatic. Y'all, I don't know what my kids are up to. These grown men that I have raised. But one of them's in there hollering about having to spell pepperoni. I have no idea what they're doing. It's a whole different world when your kids become adults, let me tell you. The video games are still here, though. It just change and evolve. But I still have them. For sure. Still have them. Okay, I need to let some of that gel pen dry. Because if I start writing all over everything, it is definitively gonna smudge. So let's get our week numbers in, because I think I can do that. So we have week 18 and week 19. And then our action lists, which I'm beginning to realize I'm gonna be missing one. Because I only printed 4 of these. I forgot that there was a 5th week. And it's fine. I will retroactively, I'll print 5 next month and come add one to his journal next month. He'll know what it is. He'll know what's supposed to be there. But I'm absolutely not going to use a piece of washi paper just to print one little action thing. Not gonna happen. I could print it on regular printer paper and glue it in. That's also just not gonna happen right now. It just isn't. Okay, so we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And what days of the month what do we have here? So we had the Monday was the 28th. Tuesday, so numbering this a little bit differently. Wednesday was the 30th. And then we have our Thursday was the 1st. Friday, 2nd. That's today. Saturday, the 3rd. Sunday, the 4th. Which means I can put April 28th through May 4th. And that means Monday is the 5th, Tuesday the 6th, Wednesday the 7th, Thursday 8th, right? 5, 6, 7, 8. Friday is the 9th, Saturday is 10th, and Sunday is the 11th. which means this week is May 5th through 11th. Ta-da. Here we go. All right, let's add some dragons. Add some dragons. Let's see, this is more of a like vertical guy. We'll have to try him somewhere else later. Let's see. I like this one. Oh, he is also vertical. He can fit there. I like this dragon egg for sure. Let's put him there. He's very bold and graphic. And then I definitely want one with some color on this side. So some of the times I have colored dragons with black suns, and some of the times I have black dragons with suns that have orange and yellow in them. Oh, he's nice. I like him. All right. And then I want to wait to use him again until he's a little farther away from when I used him the last time. He can go there like that. And then if I have another, it's also a vertical dragon. This is this one, but I think he can go right there. I really just wanted to use him because I thought he was very handsome. Very handsome dragon. Okay, there we go. Wonder. I really do feel it. Typically I hand this to him and I totally forget to erase. And then he comes back to me and says, Mom, I had to erase my own pencil lines. And I say, sorry. It just is what it is. All right. Let's go ahead and do the highlight thing again. Go ahead and get it on the page. Again, that top line, and then the every other line highlight. So I would say that now that I'm not feeling forlorn about how to keep my channel running, that I can get back to regularly scheduled content, in a week. Like I said, the guy will be here Sunday. I had to pick a day that I needed to be home for him to switch out the box, and I'll be here Sunday. Tomorrow I have to work. And then I need to, I haven't made a content calendar because I just wasn't sure what I could do for y'all, or even for me. Everything was just, and on top of work being crazy, everything was just so up in the air about how this was going to continue. But now it's not. And hopefully they started offering me packages, and I was like, highest one, give me the biggest package. It just took me. And they were like, so that's going to be blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, I was paying that in Little Rock before I moved. And then they asked me when I moved, and I told them March 1st, and they were like, oh, you got lucky. You didn't have the broadband for very long. Oh, you're right. I should be grateful. I said, when I moved, they said it was coming, but they didn't give me a timeline, and I had no idea when. And I was feeling very forlorn. And I think I said this in another video, y'all. It's full-blown first world problems, right? It just is. I should be grateful that I had any internet at all. I have discovered that I live just far enough on the far side of Hot Springs where I'm living that no pizza delivery will come to me. I can do it with DoorDash, which is great because then it just doesn't sabotage my diet. I'm like, fine, because it's a hurdle, right? When you're like, well, I don't want to pay extra for DoorDash to bring me pizza, and I don't want to go do pickup. So now we're going to eat something healthier that we actually had in the fridge as opposed to default to pizza just because we felt like it. There was last weekend or the weekend before, I was again in the midst of unpacking. Guys, I'm still unpacking. Storage is different in different homes. And I've got some things that are still in boxes because I can't figure out where I'm going to put them. That's where it is. And then I have some artwork and stuff that's not on the walls yet. I was in the middle of working on my dining room and getting some art up and all of that. And I was like, oh man, I want a pizza. And I tried Papa John's, and I tried Pizza Hut, and I tried Domino's. And none of them will bring me pizza. It's fine. It's all good. I think we actually have a place here called Squeeze Box Pizza, which was way better than any sort of takeout, or DeLuca's. DeLuca's is another very popular Hot Springs pizza place that are local, and I really should just eat local. But that would have involved calling and going to pick up or that kind of thing, and I just didn't have it in me. So I ate something. I ate a HelloFresh that was in my fridge that I should have eaten anyway. Okay. All right. So for this next week, where did we stop? We stopped on the 11th. So Monday is the 12th, 13, 14. All right, so what is that? That is the 12th through the 18th. So May 12th through the 18th. All right, so that's the 19th through the 25th. And we can decorate our page. Let me clip this back because it's definitely trying to flop around on me. So put in our, I cannot pick that up. Put in our actions list and our actions list. This is week 20 and week 21. And then we can do some decoration. Okay. Do this one. What direction does my dragon need to face? I think that way. Dragon and a flowery sun. And let's not repeat. Let's see. Let's do him. I like him. It's all big and bold and graphic. And then down here, we want to get in some more. Will he fit? He will fit. But so will that dragon wing. I like that one. Like that. And then, do I do another egg? I'm going to do another egg. Or him. I like him. Let's use him. Okay, there we go. We got to do another week. And our wrap up. And we're going to do that right here. Get that in there. Again, I'm going to go ahead and do the highlight first. And I'm doing this first just so I don't smudge any gold gel pen. Now, I typically use dots. I did not go in search of a dot marker that matches this. I probably have one. But we're just going to go ahead and do this. Because you don't have to have a dot marker. You can just make your little dots like that. Okay, there we go. And back to the gold gel pen. Do straight line. That one and that one. Over here, we're just going to do either side of these highlights. I do want to do some ruled lines, but I think for this setup, I'm going to do those in black. Just like that. And then this should be dry enough that I can do this without smudging. Okay. And since this side's had time to dry, I'm going to start over here. And our quick reflection for this month is just going to be, how was May? Making sure I'm not smudging. Gains and pains. What went well? What didn't go so well? My time went to. I keep trying to get him to reflect on where he's spending his time. And then a focus for the next month. What does he want to focus on for June? All right. And like I said, I want to make some ruled lines. We're just going to do that just like that. Let them be a little wobbly. Let them live how they live. That one was a little stranger because I couldn't see my dots. Okay, hang on. And then originally I was going to make 4 lines here. I think I'm going to make 3. Because I was thinking about not using the playlist header because it takes up so much space and we're combining the playlist and the reflection. But I think I am going to use it. So I'm going to only leave 3 lines there. And then up here we need to continue our week. So we ended on the 25th. So Monday is the 26th. Tuesday is the 27th. Wednesday, 28th. Thursday, 29th. Friday's the 30th. Saturday, the 31st. Right? I might have made a mistake somewhere. Hang on. Nope, I'm correct. And Sunday is June 1st. All right, so that means we have May 26th through June 1st. And Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And this is the gap where I would have an actions header that I'm not going to have an actions header because I forgot to print a 5th one. Because Beth is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. All right, let's get this in here and put the playlist down here. We're going to leave room for a couple of songs. It's fine. It'll be a-okay. Just like that. And then we can put you can put a song here, and you can put a song here, and you can put a song there. There you go. Make that super easy. Super easy. Okay. we still have some dragons to play. Let's see. I think I'm going to put this one right here. Bring a different color onto the page. And a little bit of orange in the midst of all of this yellow and stuff. And then I do love our dragon egg. So let's use him up here. Right up there. And get some more color on this side. We'll use this guy here. Just like that. And remembering that I need to put an actions header here. So let's pretend this is a good spot for this eye. It's a good spot for this eye to go here. All right. Now we have some extras that I can stick on, or we can just leave them as is. Again, I didn't add in any of the washi. Go put him up in this corner for some more contrast. I always try to print a few more than I actually need because I don't know where they're going to end up when it's time for me to put them on. And yeah, I think that's just a little too much. I think we're going to leave it just like it is. So here we have our golden dragon or our sun dragon, our calendar, his spending log, notes page, week 18, week 19, week 20, week 21, week 22, and his reflection and his playlist. And this persistent Faramir cat hair just wants to follow us around. And that is it for May, and a little homage to Kenny's dad for the month. If you guys have any recommendations for sun-related themes that we can do for June through December, drop them down in the comments. I have a list, but I'm starting to run out of ideas, so feel free to give me a nudge of anything. Creativity is welcomed here, so it doesn't have to be something that just seems blatantly obvious. You're welcome to just shoot for the stars and give me a really wackadoodle sun-related theme, and I will probably consider it. But that is it for me today. If you like this video, and you really should because it came with the internet announcement, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next one.